Okay, so we're looking at what was the German reaction to the terms of the treaty. It's going to be paragraph 36. The treaty also forced Germany to accept the blame for all the war. And paragraph 37, when the Big Four summoned German officials to read the surrender. Remember, you are responding to the question, what was the German reaction to the terms of the treaty, in a 25-word summary. The treaty also forced Germany to accept the blame for the war and to pay extensive reparations for Allied losses. In addition, the treaty reduced Germany's European territory by 10%, confiscated all of German colonial territories, and reduced the German military to 100,000 men who could only maintain order within Germany's territory. Those were the big issues. First and foremost, most people wanted Germany to accept all blame and all responsibility for the war. And with that being said, that meant that they had to pay the reparations to all of the countries that were involved, as well as the fact of, to ensuring peace, they wanted to end the arms race and reduce Germany's army and military in general to a size that they felt was non-threatening. And finally, they wanted Germany to return all of the territories that they had conquered and laid claim to during the war, including those that they had acquired from Russia during the peace treaty after the Bolshevik Revolution. It continues and says, the French-German border region of Alsace-Lorraine was returned to France, and a demilitarized zone was established along with their border to placate French concerns over a revitalized Germany. So pretty much it was being done to make France happy. When the Big Four summoned German officials to read the surrender terms in late May, the Germans balked when they saw the terms contained very few of Wilson's original 14 points, which was the main reason why they surrendered in the first place. Continues and says that feeling betrayed, they hesitated before agreeing to the terms, but signed after the Allies threatened to resume the war if they failed to comply. So they had no choice. Our next section for this little clip is when was the Versailles Treaty finally signed? And that's only going to be one paragraph, paragraph 38, on June 28th, 1919. So 25-word summary, and you are answering the question, when was the Versailles Treaty finally signed? So it says on June 28th, 1919, 32 nations, including France, Great Britain, Italy, Germany, and the United States, signed the Treaty of Versailles. The signing took place in the Hall of Mirrors at the Palace of Versailles, 5 years to the day after the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand. Remember, that was the assassination that was the final spark that started the war, even though the tensions had been very, very high in Europe previously to that. It says more than 100 nations' representatives looked on. The Great War was officially over. 4 other treaties dealing with the defeated powers emerged from the Paris Peace Conference, which was the treaties Saint Germain, which involved Austria, Saint Trianon, which was Hungary, Neuilly, which is the area of Bulgaria, and Sèvres, which is the area of Turkey. The other treaties were written by officials who followed the principles of the Treaty of Versailles. So they were based on them. They were written to coincide and to agree with what was included in there. The 4 other countries lost land, had to disarm, and were forced to pay reparations.